Alright guys, so got a few things done to the Saab the last few days. One of the main things is I got the fans wired up. That's a Flexolite PWM controller that I had. That actually came with the fans in my truck and I never used them. And so I decided to try it on this and it actually works out pretty good. It's got a trigger from the computer and it's got a temperature sensor that for it to operate on its own. And there's a couple of workarounds on these trucks, but pretty much from I think 06 and up, maybe 07 and up, it won't really allow you to control the fans below 192 degrees. So if you're running a 160 degree thermostat or just want to be able to kick the fans on a little sooner, this is pretty much the easiest way to do it, especially if you don't have access to HP tuners or some kind of tuning software. Some people have been able to use the air conditioning controls in the computer to manipulate the fans, which I've done that before and it seems to work pretty good. But I wanted to try this out for you guys that didn't have access to any tuning software on a daily basis, and it actually works really good. It's nice because the fans, every time they kick on or off, they ramp up really slow, and when they turn off, they ramp down, which is pretty neat. And so you don't notice any draw on the electrical system at all. And with the temperature sensor that it comes with, you can get them threaded or you can get a push-in type. So depending on whether you have aftermarket or a factory radio, you can get the type that you were able to use. But you can set that thing all the way from 160 degrees, I think, to 240. And then it's got a input. It's actually got a few inputs. One's for an AC override. One of them will make it to where they won't turn off on at all, and then the other input, number 6, is a ground input from the PCM to override on, and that's the terminal I'm using. So that works pretty good. So got the tune pretty well dialed in. I got the VE tables dialed in, got the max airflow sensor dialed in, and it's running in closed loop now, and the fuel trims look really good. I think the long term, last time I drove it, I logged, I want to say it was about 3%, and you can't really dial it in much better than that, especially with a bigger cam. So that's pretty good. And I got the resonator delete done on the back. I actually put a muffler back there with dual black tips. So I'll show that in a little while. I went ahead and raised the back of the truck back up about 1 inch, because after we took the all-wheel drive stuff out of the truck, it raised the front up about 1 inch. So I just kind of leveled the truck back out, and that's pretty much where we're at. I guess I'll drive it, tomorrow, and show you guys how it runs, and I'll try to put some before and after clips of the pulls in there so you can kind of compare the difference. But it's exactly what I expected. It's a night and day difference. The way it drove before to the way it drives now is just insane. A lot of people wouldn't believe it's the same truck. So, but anyway, so we'll get some clips of driving it, and I'll get some idle clips with the exhaust system modded, and that's pretty much all I need to cover. Right now, I've actually taken the driver's side headlight, or the passenger side headlight, off, and I'm going to go ahead and get this thing cleaned up. They're not too bad yet, but I'm going to go ahead and get them cleaned up. And I've got some headlight film in this box right here, the UV film, and it's I didn't get clear, but it's like the lightest smoke that you can get. So I don't think it's going to be very noticeable. But, you know, as far as light output and stuff like that, but I just wanted to give it, you know, just the tiniest little bit of a tint to it, you know, to give it maybe a little bit of an aftermarket look. All right, here's a before and after of the headlights. This is obviously before. And this is after. As you can see, it's a lot shinier, a lot clearer, and it doesn't look factory. Alright, so here's what the headlights look like. Got them all cleaned up, tinted. Look pretty good. I had to raise the back up about 1 inch. I mentioned that before. I think it's sitting pretty nice. Got the new exhaust put in. Didn't want it too loud because it's a mommy mobile. So I think she'll change her mind later and want some louder exhaust. That's what I think. We'll see what happens. Anyway, here's a start up. It's not too loud, but it sounds good. You definitely know something's going on.
It's loud for someone that doesn't want it too excessively loud.
Like, it's not quite sleeper, but it's definitely not obnoxious.
You'll hear it, you're pulling up to somebody, but
yeah,
it's subtle enough so it won't be annoying.
Exactly. Well, let's go for a ride real quick. These 67s are inherently problematic when you try to modify them. So, had a little trouble with the idle. It basically, as soon as you started driving, it wanted to just rev up to like 3,000 RPM. And it would go like 40 miles an hour down the road by itself. Wow. Like you had cruise control. And I couldn't figure out what was causing it. I even went online and tried to figure it out because I dialed in all the other stuff like I was supposed to. And oddly enough, of course this doesn't affect the you know, the VE tables and the coefficients and all that stuff, but I basically downloaded a 2009 Saab Aero tune, a stock one. And I went through and plugged in the transient tables, the coefficients, and a couple other idle tables like torque and stuff like that. And I put all that stuff in there, and it started driving perfect. The idle's good now, like before. Like right now, it would be at like 3,000 RPMs. But then when you stopped, after like 3 or 4 seconds, it would come back down. So it was kind of a strange problem. I never had that problem with the E38 or really any other one. Gen 3s, I've never had that problem. But we got it worked out.
Sounds good.
But yeah, this thing runs really good. Performance wise, it's finished up for now. I mentioned it in the last video that this spring I'm gonna probably upgrade the cooling system. But other than that, I don't really see doing much else to it as far as performance. I got some more cosmetic stuff to do. I'm gonna black out the grill and the lower valance on the front bumper. And you know, a couple of things, black out that chrome thing on the back deck.
Sounds good.
Man, it hits hard enough that it kind of pins you in the seat a little bit. Luckily, this is a 373 truck, so it's got a well balanced gear ratio. But Yeah, this morning I came down here and I made a U-turn right here and I kind of gassed it and it'll whip this thing right around. So I'm actually probably going to end up turning it back on, but right now, like, all the traction control and the stability track has been turned off. You see that? I mean, once it gets going, it really does pull pretty good, but better get the dash real quick. You see that? I mean, once it gets going, it really does pull pretty good, but
that's someone made about that.
ooh, that's first gear piece. This thing's rolling cold.
That's someone made about that.
Ooh, that's first gear piece. This thing's rolling cold. This son of a gun just grips, dude.
Yeah, nice and good there.
I mean, it really, you can feel it.
It gets you back in the seat a little bit there.
It kind of holds you there for a minute. Not like you can't, you know, like you hear the old guys like, yeah, I used to put $100 bill on my dash and tell people they could have it if they could get it. Like, it ain't like that.
Yeah.
But you can definitely feel it, you know, kind of pinning you to the seat a little bit. So she's running good. Definitely feels good. What do you think?
I think it feels really good, and it feels just right.
Now I gotta go get a alignment so the steering wheel will be straight.
Yeah, you don't want to be like me and ride like that for years and
Yeah,
years.
this is pretty
It's pretty bad.
pretty off. It was annoying when I was trying to tune it because I kept trying to look at the tachometer
You can't
and like the steering wheel was like right in the middle of it, so I kept having to lean up to look at it. But the alignment's good. It's just the steering wheel's crooked. When I lowered it, I did like a, you know, like a quick garage alignment, and
Well, you're pretty good at those. You get them almost perfect.
I mean, the tires, you know, I lowered it months and months ago, and the tires aren't showing any wear at all. It's just, you know, so I know the wheels are straight. It drives good. It doesn't pull. You can drive down the interstate 100 miles an hour and let go of the steering wheel. It's just the steering wheel's crooked, and it's kind of annoying. Kind of stuff drives me crazy. Man, you can hear those, you hear that high lift cam, can't you?
You really can.
Look at this. I wonder if you can hear the choppy chop. Turn these lights off. Definitely got a little choppy chopper. Well, anyway, it's pretty sweet. I'm happy with it. It's like all the vehicles around here, it'll probably never be quote unquote done. Pretty much as soon as I get caught up, I'm putting a transmission in a supercharged Tahoe right now, and once that's done, this is the next one. Back in the garage, got a methanol kit to put in, and I got an upgraded fuel pump and a couple other things to go in there, and I'm gonna probably go ahead and actually get the tag and drive it. Like, that would be fun, huh? I just got to get the fuel system finished up, and I may have to data log it a little bit, but it should be good to go. get back down to the dyno sometime soon. I was talking to Jeff a couple of days ago, so definitely got something in the works. Anyway, that's it for now. You know, thanks for following along, and I'll see you next time.